pixelate a little bit. Do me a favor and zoom in on me. Wait, this one up there. That's good. The picture's terrible, but you guys get the point. Right. Okay, you had it. But not that one. The one up there. Hold down. Just trust me. It's my fucking story. Truth is, I didn't want you to zoom in on me. You're zooming in on the girl next to me. Her name's Jessie Lee. She woke up this morning planning to speak at the conference with us. I hung out with her June 21st. I went back and looked. She's been a good friend for about 5 years. And she died about 6-7 hours ago. And she woke up today with plans, with flights. She's been battling cancer for almost a year. It just kind of brought into me the realization that we just never know, man. We never know when is our last day. The exercise I wanted to do with you guys with the body bags was to kind of bring this point home, and so we didn't need to go do that. But I am going to read what I had written for that exercise, and I'd love for you guys to close your eyes while I do that. I'm going to read a little poem. You guys can pretend you're in the body bags, okay? I just invite you all to ponder on your own mortality. A couple months back, Kent Clothier talked to us about the clock that's ticking. 28,470 days, that's the average man's life. And at 40 years old, we have 13,870 days left. 38 birthdays, 38 Christmases. What do you guys want to experience with those days? What emotions do you want to experience more of? Who do you want to spend that time with? What doesn't matter? Where do you keep wasting time? Where is life slipping away? I'm going to sit here in silence for a few minutes. I'm going to read a little poem. Just want you guys to keep your eyes closed. I want you to imagine if you really were buried right now. This is your final resting place. I want you to think about how you feel about this life you've had. If you're not feeling peace, I think it's a good opportunity to ask yourself why. This poem, most of you have probably heard it, but I'm going to read it again. It's called The Dash. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the tombstone from the beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of birth and spoke of the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time they spent alive on earth, and now only those who loved them know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. To be less quick to anger and show appreciation more in love. The people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you lived your dash? You guys can open your eyes. I want you to do an exercise sometime before the call on Tuesday. I'd love to have a few of you share it on Tuesday. I want you to write your obituary from now till you pass away. I want you to write it as if you lived your life the exact way that you wanted to. It was, I think, December 10th last year, we met at Ed Milet's house. There was 8 of us in the room. Jessie was there. She'd just paid to get coached by Ed one-on-one. I'd paid. A few other people were in that room. She was full of life. Most I've ever seen somebody full of life. It was about 2 months later, she found out she had colon cancer, stage 4. And when I saw her in June, she tried to beat this thing. She did everything, and she's a freaking warrior. And she thought she was doing really well. She made a post on Instagram about a week ago. I'm just going to play a little bit because she didn't think her time was up. And I want you to hear it just so you can understand how quickly this can come.
Jessie Lee, you can call me Boss Lee if you'd like to. Or the People's Mentor. I haven't done a live like in a minute. So, well, that's not really true. I did a coffee enema on the floor 2 days ago. Okay. But hi, I haven't just come on and gone live with you guys and chatted with you in a little bit. And I did just get a phone call. I guess it's been like 4 or 5 hours now. I've tried to make the rounds of people that I'm super close with, texting them one-on-one and letting them know what's going on. And the update of this is the update of my PET scan, which is, I guess, the most realistic way to track your cancer. I've tracked a little bit on CT scans.
We just don't know, guys. And here's the beauty of this. This life is exactly, every single one of you is exactly where you're supposed to be. This weekend, I kept thinking so many people talk about where they've been and where they're at and all those different things. And the truth is we're all just right where we're supposed to be right now. Every one of you has a chance from today forward to be the best husband, the best son, the best dad, the best friend, the best brother, the best member of this community that you decide to be. Nothing matters from the past. You don't get to change it. We get to go forward. Listening to your own stories. Think about it. You've all become the hero in your own story, as you should have. Literally, she was on our speaker lineup. She had her flights booked. And she saw her last night.